So good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to use BigVu and explain some of the features and how you can be using it pretty quickly and easily to record videos. I know that that is one of the reasons why some of us don't use applications and don't use don't do a lot of video is because one, either you don't know what to say, or two, you don't know how to actually physically put the videos together. So last week we talked about some of the things to say. And then today I felt like, let me do a video on how you can actually physically get it together and then post it and share it and all of that good stuff. So I'm hoping to remove some of the barriers that you guys have to recording videos and getting that content out there. So do you guys have any other specific hopes and dreams and wishes through this call that you're hoping I can address through the content today? I just want to get that out on the front end so I can try to address it as we move through. What questions do you guys have? Literally none. None. Okay. Angela, or Alicia, you're muted. I could see you talking to the screen. Are you talking to me?
Oh, shoot. Okay, I was saying probably once we get into it, maybe we'll have, I'm sure we'll have questions.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I tested this, so this should work. Oh, Kelly says we're empty vessels. Happy to pour into all of you. So I'm gonna probably try to ignore the chat. Go ahead and put your questions in there as we go, but I'm probably going to ignore it just while I'm doing this because it always throws me off. And at the end, I'll try to remember to go through that and address any questions that are in there. All right. But if you want to stop me in the middle of what I'm talking about, then, you know, either do the raise your hand or, you know, just unmute yourself. And when I take a breath, pipe in. All right. So first thing I've got to do here is share my screen. And so we're gonna do that. We're gonna close this out and then I'm going to pull my phone up. So, no, just cancel that. 2539. All right, so you guys see my phone okay? Yep, all right. So a lot of times when I do my BigVu videos, a lot of times they start right into, actually I usually start on my desktop. So, because the BigVu is both an app on your phone as well as a web browser site that you can go to on your computer. So let me take you there first. So that's gonna be here. So this is when I log into BigVu, this is the screen that pops up for me. And you can see I've got lots and lots of videos down here, like, because I've been using this app, thank you, Shad, for probably about 2 years now. And I upgraded, I do the paid version of the application. I pay for the whole year. And I will tell you that I've not had an application. It's probably one of the more expensive applications I've paid for on my phone, you know, other than of course like First or something like that, but that's different. But this is like $60 a year, 65, I think, if you use my discount code. And you can't get some of the features in this app all in one place that I've experienced, especially like even the closed captioning for cheaper, right? Because to get closed captioning, it's either a lot more work to do it on your own, because I tried it on the Facebook thing and I hated editing that. That was like really not easy, or as easy as this is. And it's also a lot of the other programs, you know, are paid programs because you have someone literally going in and doing the closed captioning on the video. So this does quite a few things. So typically I start here. So I start with, you know, create a script. That's the first thing I do is create a script. If it's going to do it for me, here we go. And I start with the title and I write out a script. Typically, I like to write my scripts the way that I speak. I'm an English major, so I do recognize there's a difference. Some people, you know, they're typically when you're writing to write, like to to write a letter or a story or something like that. That's one way of writing versus writing the way you speak. You know, you build in pauses, you build in places where you want to react, right? Things like that. And I do that just to make it easier on myself. I also tell people, you know, you can ad lib. You don't have to strictly word for word verbatim speak your script. Now, I will tell you this though, whether you script or you riffed, right? Like I know Shad does a lot of great videos and he just riffs. Like he does not script himself out. He just records, you know, he knows what he wants to say and he gets it out there. Some people are very comfortable with that. Some people are uncomfortable with that. I don't like riffing as much because I'm afraid to ramble. I'm afraid I'm going to forget what I want to say. I'm also concerned about all my ums. When I do these videos, I do it a lot. I hate listening to myself like back on these videos. I just want to edit the heck out of them because I don't like that, right? I don't want to hear it. In the moment, you may or may not notice it as a listener, but when they're really bad, you totally notice them. I know that because I've watched myself numerous times and I've listened to myself because of that. So one of the things I love about this app though, is because I write out my script, I do a lot less ums. I certainly don't ramble. I don't forget what I'm going to say. And I can usually keep the videos nice and tight and short and get my point across. So this is where it starts. You might write some things out here. And when you do that though, actually, let me do this. So I'm gonna go to, I was gonna write an actual video for today, but I didn't get a chance yesterday. So I'm gonna, what am I going to do? Let's take an old script. So let's just take this one. So I'm gonna highlight and paste it. And create script. And I'm gonna title it Kendall's test for BigVu, right? So you'll have written your script, right? You'll see on here, so I build in my exclamation points because I'm trying to talk, like make sure I'm talking to my audience, right? I also build in a space here because when it's going through, it's the, what is that called? Like the actual teleprompting, it'll give me some gaps in there because you're gonna wanna control how fast the video runs as well. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. But I do that, because I'm familiar with this app, I build that in here and I put that, I build that into the scripting. So then you would hit save script, right? Don't ever forget to save. And then send to app. All right, so now it exists here. So now we're gonna go back to my phone and I'm gonna refresh. And there it is, right? So this is what you would get if you started a brand new video and script. So when you hit at the top of the screen, you see there's like a rolling sheet, like a piece of paper, and then a human being. This is where the videos would live once I had a video, right? And so then I'm gonna hit the record button, see at the bottom, to record the actual video. And so I normally put it this way. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm actually gonna record this video because I want you guys to see it. And so I'm just putting it in my, I have a tripod. You can see it on the screen of my face, right? The tripod. And so what I would do is hit the record button. Now, before I hit the record button, I do a couple of things. I go through the list at the bottom, see where it says back. So I hit the HD button. I make sure it's in 1080p. I hit the hand because I want it to auto stop when I'm done recording. This will avoid all those times where you see people, they finish their video and then they go to hit, to stop recording. I always hated that. So I would not hit that. I would make sure that was turned on, that feature. Auto exposure, that one just depends. I don't mess with that usually. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on the lighting situation that I'm dealing with. And then the font size and text area, as you can see, I usually have them pretty turned up. I want the words big on the screen. I want the font size that, you know, just to make it easier for me to read, because it's usually a couple of steps back from me. And then the speed. Now, this is the most important piece. This is where you're going to play, because this is how fast the teleprompter moves through the screen. So if it's turned up really fast, that's why sometimes in some of my videos, if I wanted to shorten the time, I might speak a little faster. And that helps you with this as well. Like, this will help with that. Sometimes you want to slow it down because maybe I know that I'm going to ad lib some in my video, right? So these are all the things that I'm paying attention to as I'm recording the videos, and depending on what I am saying in the video, right? Then the last thing is the camera. This one turns the camera around. Oops, you don't want to see that. That's Bill's messy side of the bed. Anyway, oh, that's so funny. You guys should totally tell him he's such a mess. Anyway, so I usually don't mess with that button at all. So here we go. So now what's cool about this is when you hit the record button, it's going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on us, right? So before it starts recording. So what do you know about digital door knocking? As you guys know, my 2020 declaration is to learn, test, teach. And I had the pleasure of interviewing Michael Thorne for my podcast. Now, see, for me, this is already going too slow. And so I'm like, oh, I need this to go faster. So I might stop it here. It already records. Uh-oh, I don't know why it's giving me an ad now. And you can delete that, although I stopped deleting them, my mess ups, if they're funny, because I put together that compilation. But I might delete it, but even if I don't, I'll just hit new take, and remember the speed back here. I might turn it up a little bit. Does that make sense? And then I'll try it again. And on there, you can see how the sound is working, like you're picking up good sound. So what do you know about digital door knocking? As you guys know, my 2020 declaration is to learn, test, teach. And I had the pleasure of interviewing Michael Thorne, who is amazing. And he was on my podcast, Improve Your Hustle. And first, let me tell you, that man is ahead of his time and low-key genius, right? So I recorded a video, right? You don't need to watch me do the whole thing. Now it's, what do I do with that video? So I'm actually not going to use this one. I'm going to use a different video. So let's actually take the real learn, test, teach video. So you can see I have 2 versions of this. The first one that says 1 minute and 32 seconds is the video that I edited, right? I did everything I wanted to do to it. The next one, the 127, is the actual original video. So what you would do, so you have new take, which is every time you want to re-record. You've got script and title. That's just taking you back to your script. I just wanted to show you guys that, right? So I'm going to go back here and go back into that. You can edit with word trim. I've actually never used this feature. It's pretty new, but basically I guess you could edit it by taking out some of the words. I've never used it. I don't need to. Maybe if you have something on the beginning or the end, you can edit it, but I don't mess with this. Obviously you can delete, you can share straight from here, or you can upload. And then what it'll do when you upload is it kicks it back to the desktop, okay, application. So the place where I go though is the one in the middle, which is crop, captions, logo, and green screen. So we're gonna go there. All right, so you can style with captions. And so this is new. You can style with captions or style with no captions, which basically means you can do your closed captioning right here in the application as opposed to doing it on the desktop, okay? You guys have some questions that I wonder, should I stop here before I keep going to answer them? Let's see, what are some of the chat questions? I'm trying to figure out how you're screen sharing your phone. Oh yeah, I bet. Me too, very impressive. Does word trim edit the video? I believe that it does, but like I said, I've not played with it, the word trim piece, not yet. But today I just want to kind of show you what I do with it. And then if we have time, I will be happy to play with that and we can kind of see what it does. But right here, you're going to style with captions or style with no captions. You know which one I'm going to pick. style with captions, right? I believe that if you're not putting closed captions in your videos, you're missing opportunities. You can also see at the bottom, there's replace green screen. I currently don't have a green screen behind me, but if I did, I would check that button. So we're gonna hit style with caption.
Can you tell me how you got to that screen? I just lost you. I'm sorry, Kendall.
What screen?
The, to get to right here. How did you get there?
Crops, captions, logo, green screen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Dude, what's up with all the ads? Okay, and so style with captions. And then it takes you to this screen here. Oh, I must have hit the one, did I pick the wrong video? Hold on, let's play it. I want to see.
Hey folks, so I self-discovered that not only do I have a passion for the real estate.
Okay, now, anyway, interesting. So that was weird. Oh, you know what? Maybe, oh, that's, I don't know. Oh, never mind. I know what I'm doing wrong. So it automatically has already started the closed captioning. Sorry, I thought it had the titling on here already, but it doesn't. So this is where you can pick your size. So you can have it this way. You can hit the center, which is horizontal, which is the preferred version for me for certain platforms. I think vertical is great if you're doing IGTV videos. And just remember, you can take the one video and do this to it 3 times, right? So you don't have to record the video 3 times. Does that make sense? You record the video 1 time and you can do these steps on that same video 3 different times to have 3 different versions of it to put in 3 different platforms. Does that make sense? Can I get some head nods? Okay, good. So vertical is great. Like I said, IGTV, stories, those are all run vertical. But if you're going to be on YouTube or Facebook or even LinkedIn, horizontal works really well. And then if you could also square it. Square can work in Instagram, right? It's just, you have to just think about the platform and how it takes its content, right? So my preferred version typically is this one. Now notice, see that titling down there with the bar? I created that, okay? Remind me later, don't let me forget to show you where I created that, all right? Because that's also a new feature that BigVu has, so which is kind of cool. Now you also see at the bottom, there's crop at the bottom. So I'm gonna hit crop. And this is where you can share, fix your screen size. So this is cool. If you're using, like Brian, we talked about, using your green screen, I can bring this in a little bit tighter if I wanted to. And so, actually I don't like it quite that tight, but we'll just do that and move it over. Oops. Why can't I? Sorry. There we go. So yeah, so it automatically you can crop it, right? So let's say I want to crop it. I can hit crop and it resizes the video, right? Let's say I don't like that. I'm gonna just open it back up. Or you could hit reset, for example, and it's back to normal, all right? So we did that. See at the top, it says next. We're gonna hit next. Logo, this is where you can adjust decide where your logo is and what logo you're going to use. So I've loaded all my logos into the app on my phone, and you can do that through your photos. Like if you download a logo into your phone on your photos, you can also place them on the application inside of the desktop, which is, if you're on the desktop, if you go here, I think it's in branding. So yeah, so you can see I've got all those logos there. Or when on my phone, I also have all my logos here. So let's say I wanted to change my logo to that one. It's gonna put that one there. I wanna move it to a different corner of the screen. So that's how I do all of that, right? So I always put that, hit save. Oh, another thing you could do with your logo is you can size it. Forgot. So you can make it bigger. which this would be obnoxious, you know, or smaller. So I love that you can do all of this in this app, okay? So it doesn't even have to be a logo. You could put a photo if you wanted a photo just kind of sitting, you know, maybe if you built like a photo with your contact information, you can do something like that that just sits on the screen the whole time you're talking if you have some dead space on the screen. But that's an idea as well. So I'm gonna hit save, and then I'm gonna hit next. Music, I ignore this button. I do not use the music in here at all. You could. It is not a lot of options. They just have what they have in here. And I don't even think you can add music. I don't use it, I don't like it. So, but at least it has that option if you wanted to add a background music to your video. I think it can be distracting now, so that's why I don't do it. Another new thing they added was intro and outro. So if you hit intro, you could have that same version of the outro business card on the front end of your video as on the back end. Again, I hit none. I don't use an intro, but let's say you wanted to. If you click that button, it's once, okay, no problem. I don't need a previewer. You can fill in your information there, pick your logo, and then you know, you can have that there, or, okay. And it's the same, both tickets, whether you do business card, copy, or business card. So I'm gonna hit save. I don't care about that. I just wanna make sure I'm still on none. I just need to pick none, okay. Save. All right, and then you can go to outro. So here, you can extend the time of your business card at the end. I usually keep mine pretty short. I have my name, my email, phone number, and website, and logo, right? So again, here, same logo options. You can pick whatever logo you want. For these purposes of this video, I want the Remax logo. I'm gonna hit save, and then next. It's mad at me. So here's the closed captioning piece. So this is where you can make your edits. So I don't care about that. How did I do this before? Yeah, there you go. So you had to hit on the captions piece. And so here, yeah. So this is where I might make all my editing of the closed captioning and fixing how, what is it? Oh, here we go. Like, I'll add those little, it's like mad at me not wanting to do a viewer, but because it'll kind of show you what you're doing. And it might be because I'm trying to do too many things by connecting to my laptop as well. But anyway, so you would make those corrections to your captions, right? So then you can go line by line. And if you need to hear it, I know you can usually play it, which is probably why it's upset with me and why it's spinning, is because it wants to be able to let me hear it while I do those closed caption edits. So this is a way that you can, you know, fix your closed captioning on your phone. I love that they added this because I used to have to bring my laptop home every day in order to do my closed captioning because that was so important to me because I used to not be able to do it on the application, but they've since fixed that and now you can do it right on your phone. So then here you'd hit make video. Oh, whoops, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Save and make video. Okay, I already have an account. So weird. I don't know why it's doing that because I have an account with them. So, and it doesn't renew till May. So I don't know why it's not doing that. But anyway, and you see at the bottom here, there's little, you can also go back through the bottom and kind of direct where you're going across the bottom of the screen. So like the crop versus the logos, the music, the card, and then the closed captioning. So if you wanted to skip around, all right? So let's, so if it makes the video, so I'm gonna exit. So let's go to the other video. So you can see this one here is one I created with the logo And
Hey folks, so I self-discovered that not only do I have a passion for the real estate industry, but I have a passion to see others succeed.
I'm gonna skip through to the end.
That I've learned that I think you will love. And if you can't be there at our 4 next week, then subscribe to my YouTube channel or the podcast, all at Improve Your Hustle, because I plan to share it there in the coming weeks. I appreciate you so very much.
And then here's the outro card, right? So that's what that looks like. All right, so I'm going to, so you could do it that way. That's one way. And then, so let's say, so now I have this video created, then I hit share. It processes the video, and then it'll let me download it onto my phone, right? So I'm doing everything so far right on my phone. You could have written the script out here, and I'll show you how you can start on your phone as well before I get off of it. Let me
Kendall, are you going to show us about the banner, turning the banner a different color?
Yeah, that's something, yeah, I'm gonna go to that. I have to go to a different screen because that's not on your phone. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to let this part do so I can get off the phone piece and then go into the desktop piece and show you what you can do there. Come on, baby, come on. Believe it or not, as slow as this is, it used to be slower. So here's where, so now that it's here, I always just save the video into my photos. I don't even post direct from here. I always hit save video. It exports to my camera roll. And then from there, I put it in all the places. So now, remember, so now you'll see, I've got the two versions. So I could always go back here and then put captions again and do it and size it for Instagram, right? And do it that way and go through it and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? All right, so let's get off of the phone now. Stop mirroring, okay. But now we're gonna go to the app. All right, so remember how I got to this page? So just to remind you, go to branding on the desktop. You go to branding, and here you can add your logos. You can also, like I said, add them straight on your phone. The other thing you can do is the other stuff I was talking to you about. So titling. So I created a custom title. So you can go to create template, but before you create the template, you have to actually make changes to these things. So they give you options. You know, you could save as a new template. The container is this box around it. You can make, you know, changes to the colors, the opacity, how do you say that? I don't remember. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. You can read. You can change your fonts in here, you know, background colors. You can mess with all the stuff. It's like kind of very MS-DOS-y. It's not super user-friendly, but I just played with it and figured something out and created something. And then you can pick your aspect ratios here, or copy to all, you know, ratios, right? And then you can, you could start with different original, you know, different versions of this, right? And edit them. So these are like the original ones. And then you can see I created these, like just messing with it. And I finally just resaved it like, hey, this is my favorite title copy. So when I go to create something, it's in there, right? That I like. The other thing is so that's just the titling. That is like the intro where it says, Happy Wednesday. This is Kendall Bonner with Remax Capital Realty down at the bottom of my screen. And then this thing here is the template editor. So this is where you can also change your closed captioning, or I'm sorry, actually, I think this was the closed captioning and this is the intro. So you can see that's where I had that red bar I created so that my white letters will pop on the screen for all my closed captioning. And then this is the intro, sorry. And you can, again, they have versions of this, options, and then you can pick, you know, create your own, right, through these pieces here. And then you would hit create template. All right, so let's go back though to the desk. because we had that video, right? So let's go back to, is it this one? No, this one doesn't have, oops, close. Let's see, let's go to a video. Let's see, maybe this one. Oh, no.
Hey folks, so
No, that's not what I want to do. I'm trying to find an old one that has a video. Oh, here, you know what? Oh no, I didn't share that one in here. Okay, I know what I did. I edited that last one in the app, in the phone. So let's go to an old one. All right, so this is probably an original. So here, let's go to this one. So let's go into edit story, right? So let's say I just record the video and I don't want to do the closed captioning on the phone and I want to do it on the desktop. How do you do that? So you would just share so I would do all the other stuff to the video. Like I would add my logo. I would do all of that on the phone because it's just easier there. And then I would just send it, and because you could upload it, right? And you upload it back to the desktop. So it would come here. So what you would do is you would have this raw video and you would hit the 3 buttons here. And then you would say, open in Composer, and it might not let me do it. And there's gonna be an option to add captions. You're gonna say yes, or edit with captions or edit without, because you're gonna have to do this twice. And then you would just say yes. And then you'd have to wait until you saw that screen. Hold on, let me go back. Hold on, I can't because of you guys. Here we go. So I'm gonna, can I X out? Yeah. So, and then when you go in there again, you'll see this. Because when you open up one normally, you don't see the script closed captioning. Like that's not there. You have to like tell the program to create the closed captioning, right? So how you'll get there is then you'll hit this 3 buttons again and then open in Composer. So you're gonna do it 2 times. I know it's silly, but that's how it works. You'll do it 2 times and then you'll see that screen and then it'll take you here. So here's where you see my options to do, you could do your closed captioning like that, or you can do it like this, right? I created my own because I wanted something to pop and give it a little color. So you can create that here. This is where, and then you can move your closed captioning around on the screen, right? I prefer to keep it at the bottom. It's a little less distracting that way, right? It's not competing with me because the whole point is getting people to watch the video. But here is where I find it's so much easier to actually edit the closed captioning. So in here, it's just easier to go in and say, and type and make my corrections. Does that make sense? That to me is the easier thing to do. You can also do, your logos and stuff like that up here. I just don't do it. You can add your music, change your aspect ratios, add the business card. I just do it on my phone because it's just easier. And then I pull it in here to do the closed captioning. So let's play this one.
I can't believe it's 2020. Ah!
Okay,
I
so.
can't believe it's 2020. Ah! But I have to.
So notice how I had a title, like the subtitle, and then I also had closed captioning on there. I usually will delete the very first slide on purpose so that these things don't compete, right? So let's try it again without that.
I can't believe it's 2020. Ah! But I have.
Right, so then the closed captioning starts pretty much after that other thing is supposed to disappear, hopefully. And then when I'm done, running through everything, then I hit save and make clip at the top, right here, hit that button, and it generates the closed captioning video, and it's probably back on the first front screen. Hold on. So I go back to 1. Yep, so it's over here rendering. Normally they're back to back because I don't go back to old videos to do this. So, so then you have to give it a minute to render. And then once I have that video, once it's created, so like we'll take this one for example, you go to your 3 dots and then you just download it. So once again, I don't ever post from this app into any platform. I download it, so now it's on my hard drive on my computer, and then you can share it directly into Facebook or wherever you're gonna put it, or YouTube, or from my computer, I'll send it to my phone and then share it from there, right? Does that make sense? So that is how I record my videos, usually because I use the titling and the scripting. I'm not recording my videos 10 times. It might take me 2 just because of speed. Remember I talked to you about that in the beginning. It's like trying to run, how do you run the closed captioning? How fast do you run it? And, you know, or slow. Sometimes it's too fast, sometimes it's too slow. So you're just trying to find that right speed for the rhythm of the cadence of your speech. So don't worry about, although I will tell you, there's research and science out there that says people tend to believe you and believe you're an authority if you speak a little faster. It's interesting, right? So for those of you that are slow talkers and things like that, because I know there are lots of people out there like that, for your videos, you might want to speed up your cadence just a bit, because the perception of people listening to you is that not that you want to speak too fast, right? It's not too fast. It's just slightly faster than normal, if that makes sense. So I think that is it. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that I do on these screens that I would want to show you. Let's see, let me move you guys over here. So BigVu. So that's just the main page. I'm just wondering on here if there's anything. Nope. So they haven't asked the coach. Like I said, I have not watched their training videos in quite some time because, you know, I've played around and messed with this enough. But I do know that they have videos. And back when I got the program, they didn't have many videos at all. I really did have to almost learn on my own how to use this program. And like I said, they've made all these changes. They're constantly upgrading and updating this program, which I love and I'm grateful for, and making it faster, etc. So for that, I appreciate it. So I am going to stop sharing my screen and come back to you guys and open up the chat. All right, so let's see. Can editing be done on laptop? Hold on, let me get to that in a second. And then can the whole process of creation be done on laptop? Probably. I would say that yes, the editing can be done, because I showed you on that screen, you know, open and composer. You can do a lot of that stuff in there. I just don't do it that way. I like my camera on my phone better than my camera on my laptop, that built-in one. So this one's cleaner and for me, and I can also pop this into my ring light. And obviously, well, I mean, I have my ring light behind my camera here, but it's just setup wise, it works in this room because I designed it that way. But normally it's easier for me when I'm at the office to just pop my phone into the ring light and to do everything on the phone. As far as editing on the laptop, there's not a lot of that's to me the beauty of BigVu is you're not doing a lot of editing. Like you're not doing cuts and transitions and things like that. It just simplifies the video making process for me tremendously. Before BigVu, and even during BigVu, I used to then take the movie and throw it into iMovie, because, you know, I'm an Apple user, and edit and cut and transition and, you know, throw in images and stuff like that. I've also taken these videos and then thrown them into InShot, that other application that I talk to you guys about all the time. And I will add transitions and things like that. Like that's how I did my top 10 video. Have you guys all seen that? I don't know. I think I only showed a handful of people in the office. Do you guys want to see my jokey video that I did? And I used BigVu and I used InShot. Do you guys want to see it? It's kind of silly. All right. Let me go back to screen sharing.
You had posted that somewhere. I don't remember where. I thought you had posted on like the family Facebook page or something.
I don't remember. I don't remember posting it anywhere because I was kind of embarrassed by it a little. But maybe I did. I don't remember. Hold on. Let me go back to this. Share. And that's 8662. Oops. They're gonna work. Wait, hold on. All right. So actually, go back into BigVu. I'm just gonna play it from in here. Hopefully it'll. That's this one. Oh no, I can't play it from in here. Actually, I don't need to screen share it. Oops, hold on. Stop mirroring. I don't have to do it from that way. Wait, where is it? Hold on. Hold on. Let me find it, actually. And then I can play it from my phone.
I saw it in your BigVu.
Yeah, but I edited it out of there. Like I took it to another level. And so that's why I'm like, okay, videos. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff and I don't want to frustrate you guys with all my others. Okay, here we go. So, okay. All right, now I can screen share. Okay, perfect. All right, you guys ready? No, this way. Oh no. Why can't you hear it? Oh.
Solid reason.
Okay, let's start over. Okay.
So, after some significant research, I found there are really only 10 solid reasons not to work with a Remax agent. Let's see which one works best for you.
So I use
Number
the green
10.
screen.
You're in no rush to sell. You have 26 hours a day because your favorite uncle gave you 2 extra hours for Christmas. His name is Chuck Norris. Number 9, your cousin is a discount agent and offers to list your home for free, but makes no plan to actually sell it. She needs the buyers. Number 8, reason not to work with a Remax agent. The home you want to buy, it doesn't actually exist. And number 7, you don't want to sell because it doesn't actually exist. Number 6, your brother-in-law is a part-time agent with a full-time job, has no support or training at his current office, and needs to practice with your equity. That totally makes sense, right? Number 5, the number 5 reason not to work with a Remax agent is some website told you your home is worth $1 zillion. Number 4, you don't actually want to sell your home. Number 3, you don't actually want to buy a home. And the number 2 reason not to work with Remax is because you believe it is your duty and honor as an American to overpay for items you don't need and want. Because like Geico says, it's what you do. And if you want to save money and time, you hire a Remax agent, because that's what you do. And the grand finale, guys, the head honcho, the number 1 reason not to work with your local Remax expert is, drum roll please, you're hiding your home equity under the mattress and you're afraid your Remax agent will find it, because that's what we do. So which reason is yours?
Alrighty. So you notice, so there's a couple little things in there. So I threw up Chuck Norris. I threw up a picture of a yard sign with home for sale. So I created all of that. So the Chuck Norris, I just pulled off of the internet and used InShot to insert it there. And then for the home yard sign, I just found an empty blank home yard sign. And then I used Typorama to write in free home for sale, you know, and a phone number, obviously a fake number. and created that and threw that into InShot. And then the drum roll, I added that in through InShot. But, and on that one on purpose, I didn't do closed captioning because that's one that, you know, because it's meant to be a jokey thing, like that you actually want someone to listen to. But I created that in BigVu. So I used the scripting, and I actually, believe it or not, which you could probably tell, I recorded that in one thing. Like I just did one shot. I only did it one time. And then I messed with it. And so, but it was just because I had the scripting there that I was able to kind of just one and done it. So it took longer to do all the InShot stuff, honestly, than it did to actually record the video. But it was just a fun project for me. So I ended up doing that with just the 2 applications and was able to do all that stuff with it. So let me see questions. Are there backgrounds? BigVu does have backgrounds in their green screen part of the application. However, you can upload your own. You know, so if you have a phone, like a shot on your phone that you like a picture or an image, from a home that you've been in before, or the home that you're going to be talking about, or hey, you know, on the beach, I don't know, whatever. You can throw in your own green screen photos. So like that one, what I did there was I pulled a photo, and I pulled a bunch like from Jimmy Fallon's show, and I just threw them in the background, just kind of testing them. How did that look? And that one, I wanted the Jimmy Fallon sign in it. So that's why I used that one. But I just pulled that one off the internet, an image, and threw that in. Can you add a thumbnail for the beginning? On the, like I said, in BigVu, you can do an intro card, which looks like the outro card, which is like the business card. But as far as like just adding your own image thumbnail, you can normally do that independently on YouTube. If it's a YouTube channel, YouTube will allow you to upload a separate thumbnail. As far as these 2 applications, no. Well, InShot, you might be able to do a thumbnail. BigVu isn't like a traditional editing tool. It's really, I mean, its primary purpose, in my opinion, is the teleprompting, but you don't have to teleprompt with it. In fact, when you open up the app, and you want to start a new video on there, it asks you, do you want to do something scripted or unscripted? So, very fun and creative. Fun fact, Jimmy is my cousin. That's awesome. You should send this to him, Linda. That's pretty cool. So, any other questions or thoughts about BigVu? Did I give you a good detailed step-by-step? It's not in writing, guys, so hopefully you took notes. But I am recording this video. I am gonna post it both in our Facebook group as well as on YouTube, just because I get a lot of questions about how to use the app, because I'm always telling people about it. But yeah. So, Dennis asked about InShot. So I'll share my screen again and take you guys into InShot. I haven't messed with that in a minute. Let me see where it is before I take you down that rabbit hole. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'll just use it as an example to show you. So let's go share screen. Screen mirror. So you guys are asking about this. So Reflector 3 is an application that you have to pay for. I bought it a while back, kind of anticipating that I would want to do trainings like this and show people how to do things on my phone, because I do so much for business just on my phone direct. So I would say, I think it was like $15 maybe, I think, something like that for the application. So here is InShot. It's an application for that you can use for editing videos. So my favorite one traditionally has always been iMovie, but iMovie on the phone made some changes, and I just don't like the new way that it's working. So I don't use it quite as much, but I built a trailer in there. I've done some fun stuff in iMovie. So, but again, iMovie, you can go on YouTube and learn how to use that. Someone had a question, I think. Here we go. Where is it? Yeah, it's not hard to use. I use it all the time, and I don't believe there is a free version. This way to learn is to play with it. Is there a free version? What, Kelly, free version for what? Of BigVu or InShot or what?
For BigVu.
There is a free version, but it has their logo on it, and I don't think you get all the features. So here, I'll show you. I'm sharing my screen, right? Yep. So if you go here into plans, so the free version includes a teleprompter, it records the videos, it has their logo on it, and you can share it to social, and you can download it.
But it might be a good way to learn how to use the program before you decide if you want to invest in it, you know?
Well, you can't, well, all you're doing is just doing the teleprompting. So you can't add your logo, you can't do the titling.
I gotcha.
You can't do the green screen or the one-click post.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if you'll be able to do the closed captioning either.
Oh.
I don't know, because I bought it right. Like when I got the app, I just bought it right away.
Okay.
Pretty quickly. And with my code, it's only $65 for the year, which to me is like super inexpensive for a program with all the things to me that it does. Like it just simplifies my whole video process. So I think it's worth the investment, but I understand, like, to each his own. So, so I have a separate little box for my thing. So here's InShot. So here you can you create new, right? So let's just say I want to create a new video. Oh my God, I don't know what you guys are going to see on my phone. Oh, good, there's one already in here. Let's just take an old one. Oh, this one? What are some other drafts? All right, let's try this one. Okay, so there's just an old video I had in here that I was editing and I did some fun stuff with. So you'll see I added on this one.
Hey, my friends. So yes, winning.
Breaking news, right? So that breaking news, I did that here in InShot. So one of the ways that you do that is, let me see, because I don't mess with this that much. Go to, I think, no, that's not what I want to do. Hit that X. So on here, you can go hit sticker. You see that sticker? You can see where I added the breaking news. So let's say I wanted to add a sticker. They have a bunch of stickers, right? So I could say add that, and then I can move it around the screen. I could make it bigger, smaller. I could do flash, you know, add this on here. I can hit play, you know, and I can add a bunch of stuff, right? And exit all of these out. Like I said, move them around. You can actually add and choose a picture from your camera roll, right? Again, I don't know what, I'm always weird about what's on my phone. But you can add other stickers. You can add, they have all these, you know, different things you can add in here. Some of these, you know, so yeah, if I knew I was going to put something on YouTube, like, hey, this is a YouTube video, you know, stuff like that. You can add these things in here. I also bought a few, like, see how you can download at the bottom? Like, I downloaded a couple of different things too. So yours may or may not look exactly like mine, but, you know, they have just different, you know, different things in here that you can pick up and download. So then once you add it, you can hit the check mark box and it would be in there. You can also add text here. So let's say I wanted to write in something, you know, on the screen, you can do that as well. And then you can, so here's another thing. So I added a screenshot inside photo of, and so like here you can control like how long it's on the screen, right? For how much time, right? Or And so then it'll
who already know, like, and trust you. So first uses like over 750 data points.
right? So you can throw these things in here. You can add music. So here I added another one. That's a screenshot from my screen of all the deals I've missed from app from first.io. So let's say I'm done with that. And I wanted to add, where is it? Might have just been the music. So remember I added that drum roll. So, you know, here's effects. So if I wanted to add, oh my God, that's so annoying. So you could add different effects there. So I use that just to add some accents onto my videos to make them interesting and pop. Like I love the breaking news one just because it gets, remember people will often see as they're scrolling like the first, it's less about your thumbnail and more about like the first 3 seconds of your video. And so it's like by having something flash across my video screen, it's interesting. It's, it like draws people's attention, like what, breaking news, what does that mean? You know what I mean? And so then people will click on, in my experience, like that video, this one right here has probably one of my most viewed videos and it's over 3,000 views. I don't even know, all organic. I've not spent a single dime on that video, but it's gotten, you know, over 3,000 views. So let's spin that. So that's InShot. So that one, I probably would not ever do it. I learned about that one from Sue Pinky Benson at one of her classes at GTAR. She's a Remax agent in like Fort Myers area, friend of mine. And so she does some different trainings and things like that. She does a lot of video. So, and InShot, I think InShot is free. Like there's a free version, but because I do so much video, I have a tendency to, like if it makes sense for me, I'll pay for some stuff because I'm like, I'm gonna use it because I do so much video. So, any other questions? All right, well, I have solved all the world's problems of video for you in this last hour. And how many of you guys are going to go record a video for me? Okay, good. Okay, good. Yes. Let's record some videos, guys. Now is a great time to do that. People are on social media. I know I need to pick up my video. Like I need to start doing videos again. I've like taken a hiatus and I need to get back to it. So I just want to encourage you guys all to do some video, get these applications, you know, get whatever apps out there that you need to help you do what you need to do. For me, BigVu works. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. You know, if you don't want the closed captioning, well, everybody needs closed captioning, right? That's like the rule with video. If you're on social media video, it's different on YouTube. If you're going to create a YouTube channel and put content up there, you don't have to do closed captioning. But if you're going to be on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and put videos there, you 100% have to add closed captioning. But there are other ways to do that. So if you don't want to use BigVu to do it, no problem, but go find something that does do it. You know, you don't have to have applications like this. Like if you're like Shad and can just, you know, hit record and just start talking, you know, because you have your, you know, your mind wrapped around what you want to say, that's okay too. But I will tell you, all of these things just take practice. And the more you do them, the easier they are. And they're also, it can be very rewarding. Because again, it allows people to know you before they actually ever meet you. And there's something, there's a lot of power in that, like, and not power in a bad way, but just power in connectivity and communication. So I highly recommend you guys do that. Okay, so what else in the chat? Oh, good. Vicky says it's not as scary now. Love it. I felt the same way. And I'm going to try one. Yay. Good, 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 good. So please, you guys, thank you so much. I'm going to end the call now. Please, you know, get off remember what the goal of training is? The goal of training is action. So please take action on this. If you finish this class and then you don't do anything with it, really you wasted an hour of your time. You know, it's not just enough to learn something. It's more meaningful if you take something you learn and then you actually apply it and do something with it and create some results as a result of your taking time to learn. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. You know I love you. And have a great day, all right?